What's up, gun enthusiasts? Greg Rowe Show Tactical. Today's video, just wanted to be breaking down and giving you my thoughts and impressions on a holster that I've been using for the past couple months, something that I saw and was pretty intrigued by the idea, the concept, and the look of the holster. So, I wanted to give you, what my impressions are using the product here for, the past couple months, what I like about it. If there are, maybe some things I dislike about it, and if I would recommend it to you. As always, everything that's on the channel that I review, I purchase myself. These are not things that are given to me, so there's no bias in anything. I'm not shilling for any company or anything like that. This is just my true and honest opinion of products that I have purchased with my own money. So the holster is the Safariland Schema. So if you've seen this, it's kind of cool looking, kind of unique. If you watch the channel, I am a big fan of innovation. I'm a big fan of, trying to do something different, taking something that's maybe already been done and seeing if you can do something different or make it better or, change a certain, this or that to kind of move the product or whatever forward. So, this is pretty cool. This one is for the Glock 43, 43X. I'm a huge fan of that platform. This is the gun that I enjoy carrying the most in the spring and the summer. This is the Glock 43. This is not a standard Glock 43. This is a Glock 43 with a Grey Ghost precision slide on it, which I think is much better, not only aesthetically, but performance-wise, as far as has tighter tolerances and all that than the standard Glock slide does. It also has a better coating and finish on it than the Glock 43s, the 42s had, which kind of, after a certain amount of time using them, you start getting, a lot of wear on the slide. I also think these kind of diamond cuts they have are cool, and it gives, you the ability to, grip and manipulate the slide a lot easier than the standard Glock 43 slide does. Also have an Overwatch flat trigger there. I have this is a micro red dot that I'm going to do a review on here in a video that's going to come out here shortly. This is the Siley Cat. This is the green dot. Been carrying this and using this for a couple months, so I'll give you my thoughts and impressions on that. And then also have the extended slide stop, slide lever, slide catch, whatever, you want to call it based upon whatever your nomenclature that you were taught is. And then obviously the front Mariglow front sight there. I do not have one on the back. And the reason I don't have one on the back is I don't need one because the red dot has fiber optic sights on the back, so you can kind of line that up if you don't have the dot on. So I thought that was pretty cool. So what I really like about this holster is the minimalistic approach. They have gone and cut out, the injected molded plastic, polymer, whatever you want to call it, in areas that you don't necessarily need it. The only difference between the front and the back of this holster is the back kind of has this piece that comes down here. If you remove that, it would look exactly like the front side does. It's low cut. There's no, sweat guard on it or anything like that. It does come with a kind of unique mod wing, claw, whatever you want to call it. It has this clip that's got an adjustable ride height and adjustable cant on it should you choose to manipulate that. And then it's got this like post in here in which the barrel slides down, and I'll try and get that as good as I can. But you'll insert the holster, you see it goes right in there and slides down the barrel and kind of locks it in place. So that's what kind of holds it in place. It's very sturdy in there. The retention is all in the trigger guard here. There's no adjustable retention at all in this holster. And I think it's pretty cool, pretty unique. It's got, obviously covers your mag release there. On the back side, it is cut for red dot optics, as you can see. And so I think this is a pretty cool holster. I'm a big, like I said, a big fan of innovation. I like companies that try and do something different, do something, it's thinking a little bit outside the box. That's why I really like the concept and idea of alien gear holsters. I'm not a huge fan of, their kind of hybrid holsters with that kind of alien skin and the shell on the front. I do really like the pocket holster. Their new Photon, I believe it's called, is actually a kind of cool concept as well. So, I appreciate companies that kind of try and think outside the box. Most people, like I said, either use a leather holster or they'll use, a Kydex holster. There's nothing wrong with a Kydex holster, but this thing, just kind of takes that idea, that concept, and I think kind of moves it, into 2023 and gives you kind of not only a cool look, but also a more lightweight holster, something that has a smaller footprint, something that's very thin to the gun and won't print. And most importantly, this thing is very, very comfortable. I will say that you can see here that everything is rounded off, on the sides, on the back. There's nothing, you can see there, it's not like it comes all the way up. It rolls in here on the front and on the back and on the sides. Everything is really well rounded. With this cut right here, I carry this appendix and it doesn't poke me. It isn't weird. It doesn't hurt. There's a lot of times I'm carrying this and I don't even know I have it on. And I know there's a lot of people that say that with a lot of different Kydex holsters. I've never found a Kydex holster that I've ever owned. It doesn't matter if it's a $125 Kydex holster or a $25 Kydex holster, that I have ever felt is that comfortable and that I could say, there are times throughout the day that I forget that I'm wearing it. It always, in a way, if it's poking me or whatever, it reminds me that it's there. And this one really doesn't. Like I said, it's the contours of this holster and kind of how they've designed it to kind of everything be sort of rounded and molded is very comfortable. And again, I just think it's a really cool look, a really cool concept, very minimalistic. The draw stroke is very nice, in and out. You're not in any way, because of how the holster is made, you're not ever going to come at it like sideways or at an angle or something and not get it to holster with this, kind of post in here that goes in the barrel. That has not happened to me one time in months. The trigger guard is 100% completely encased and enclosed. So there's no way that you're accidentally going to get your finger or something else in it. And like I said, it's very cool, very comfortable. I really enjoy it. This has really been, my go-to holster for my go-to, kind of spring and summer carry, the Glock 43. So, that's everything I like about it. Obviously, again, I'm not a huge fan of plastic clips. This one is pretty decent. As you can see there, it's got a pretty big and deep hook. I haven't had it, come off my belt anytime that I've, tried to draw the pistol or put the pistol back in and redrawn it. I've never had any kind of slippage or it coming out with the gun. So that's always a positive when you have, plastic clips. I would like to see, maybe some different options for you to be able to mount different kind of clips to this, like, maybe like some sort of DCC clip or something like that. But the way they kind of have this designed, you can't really change out the clip. So if you're going to go and roll with this holster, you have to roll with the clip that comes with it. To me, that would be, really, I guess, maybe one of the downsides if you're somebody who really likes to, customize your holster as far as, the clip that you have on it. Obviously the wing, I could go either way on this. There's sometimes that I like to do my own thing and have, it kind of personalized as to how I like it. This one actually has been pretty cool. It's stayed in place. It hasn't come loose. It does tuck it, a little bit to your body a little bit better than just sort of normally wearing a holster without one. So that is cool. It's their own kind of personal design. I would say also one of the things that I'm not the biggest fan of, it's not a deal breaker for me at all, but is that the screw for the claw here and the screw for the clip are two different you need two different tools, right? This would be a Phillips head screwdriver, and this is more of like an Allen wrench. See, so instead of them being, you know, uniformed and both being Phillips head or both being Allen wrenches, you know, if you want to tighten or loosen this and take it off, you need a Phillips. If you want to, you know, loosen this and tighten it and kind of adjust the cant or adjust the ride height, then you're going to need a separate tool. So those would be the two things that, you know, I would say aren't my favorite things about the holster. Are either of them deal breakers for me? Absolutely not. But just something that I wanted to point out. If you're thinking about looking at this holster, buying one, you know, using it, just something to be, you know, aware of before you go out and purchase it. Other than that, I mean, like I said, I think it looks very cool. I think it's very kind of futuristic looking. It has a lot of really nice features, and the way, like I said, the way that everything is rounded off on this holster, you know, on both sides, makes it extremely comfortable. It doesn't poke you. It doesn't, you know, it's not, you know, it kind of moves and kind of sits with your body, which is a little bit nicer than a lot of Kydex holsters do. You know, Kydex is Kydex. I've said that before in multiple videos. Kydex is Kydex, right? The only thing that makes one holster different from another holster that's made out of Kydex is the finishing, right? Are you putting more attention to detail in the finishing? Are you rounding off, you know, here? Are you rounding off here? Are you rounding things off here? You know, beveling the edges. You know, what kind of hardware are you using? Are you using cheap hardware? Are you using, you know, some nicer hardware? So the hardware and the finishing details that people put into Kydex holsters is really the only difference between a Kydex holster, right? And sometimes you can look at a Kydex holster that's $25 and you can look at one that's $75 or $100, and sometimes you won't really see that much of a difference. Sometimes you will with some of the really, you know, bigger, more reputable companies, but across the board, you know, I've reviewed and shown many Kydex holsters on this channel before, and there isn't a ton of difference, you know, between, you know, kind of low and mid-grade holsters or even expensive holsters, besides the attention to detail in the finishing and the hardware that is used. So if you're looking for a holster for your next kind of carry gun, also though, the one thing that I will say about this holster that it is, you know, really is a downfall, at least right now, at the time you're watching this video, is that this holster only comes in, I think, about 5 or 6 different models. It comes, you know, in the Glock 43, 43X, the SIG P365, the Springfield Hellcat, I think the 365 XL, and if I'm not mistaken, maybe the Shield and the 48. Don't quote me on that, but I think there's like 5 or 6 models right now that this holster is made for. They don't have anything, you know, for like a Glock 19 or a, you know, a SIG P320 or, you know, a Hellcat Pro or, you know, any of these new guns that are coming out, you know, the Canics, you know, they don't really have anything for that right now. I don't know if that's in the future plans or if they're going to just kind of stick to, you know, these 5 or 6 models because they're, you know, what maybe they're selling the most of. I don't really know. So, you know, you'll just have to check back on the site, I guess, every couple of weeks, every month, however often you want to see if they have any new models available. So that's it for me. That's it for this review. Like I said, very cool, very innovative holster. I think it's very cool looking. It is very, very comfortable. There's very few things about it I don't like. There really isn't anything to me personally, again, that is a deal breaker on this holster that I'd be like, I wouldn't buy it, or I wouldn't carry it, or I wouldn't use it because of this. So, you know, draw your own conclusions. Like I said, I've been carrying this for months in this holster, and it has been, to me, honestly, the most comfortable holster, most minimalistic, lightweight holster that I have ever used. You know, I showed it to my wife when I got it, and she said, how, you know, man, that's really cool looking. So, you know, I may end up getting her one for, you know, her Hellcat that she loves to carry. Yeah, that's it for the review. If there's any other questions you have about this holster that I did not cover or go over in the video, please leave them in the comment section below. If this is your first time watching the channel or watching the video, check out all the other videos I have on the channel. Subscribe to the channel if you want to. Give the video a thumbs up. Share it if you want to. And until the next one, I'm out of here.